Router attacks. 5 simple tips to lock criminals out. It's becoming increasingly difficult to keep our internet routers secure. Cybercriminals are always on hand to try and attack our home routers, and there are a few ways for them to go about it. Human error, weak passwords, and opening phishing mails are just some of the methods of infiltration. Tripwire research showed that around 30% of IT professionals and 46% of remote workers don't even change default passwords on their routers. This is just one example of how we can help avoid or decrease the likelihood that our own routers are attacked, but there are also a number of factors that we are doing to help enable them. Don't leave your username as admin. When you first buy a router, it'll come with its own default username and password so it can connect for the first time. Hackers are very much aware of the web pages that are needed to change these settings, so it's imperative that you change your username and password as soon as possible after purchase. Make sure your encryption is up to scratch. There are most commonly 2 types of encryption that routers use, and one is generally far more reliable than the other. Some older routers use a WEP encryption, and these are less secure, giving cybercriminals that opportune chance they're looking for. Check the router settings for a WPA2 encryption and switch to that one. If it doesn't have one, or at the very least WPA, it might be worth investing in a newer model. Don't tell the neighbors your network name. Most routers will be shipped to you with a default name known as an SSID. This will instantly let a potential attacker know what model you are using, and therefore whether or not it is a more vulnerable model that they know they can take advantage of. To help avoid this, change your SSID to something obscure and make it a hidden network, which disables the broadcast of the SSID's name, making you far less visible to attackers. Know who's connecting to your network. A MAC address is a unique identifying number on any PC or mobile computing device. Luckily for you, you can choose exactly which devices can and can't connect to your network. So add the MAC addresses of all the authorized devices in the home to the authorized list, and this will ensure that those and only those devices can connect to your network. For extra security, change the firmware. Another more advanced measure of security is to install an alternative open-source firmware. These are usually more secure replacements to official firmware. That's it for our guide to avoiding router attacks. But for more top tips, videos, news, and views, visit WeLiveSecurity.com.